The question off of the back of that is, will they expect him? He has a chance to catch them by surprise, but he misses his first shot. Now he's in a bit of a pickle, and to no one's real surprise, it's Lekro to drop him. There is still presence from Liquid with the Scout of Fallen. He tags Freiburg with that first shot. Eats a flashbang, takes some damage, and steps into his death. Now we've got Dignitas wrapping outdoors.
It'll be, Nafly relying on the body shot spam from Squeaky to pull something off. And I think ideally at this point, just getting some economic damage in. Though they are stacking the correct side, if you want to call it that. Grim and him are both upstairs. Oh,
Naf's got one. And poor Grim not able to whip back fast enough. Nav still looking to use the side of the smoke, lands those two shots, almost taking Lekro out of this one. But again, they're just looking for the trimmings of a situation. It's Dignitas with the 3-0 start.
This is a really good setup from Team Liquid to stop a slow exec outside like this. Og is very powerful from this position, and you're right. If they overflow on Secret, it's a problem, but if they come in slow, Fallen, he can let them know he's Secret, get the op shot there, scare them, and put the Ogs to work. But Halzerk and Freiburg both get kills.
Grim finds one to keep this one even. Little bit of a health advantage to the side of Liquid. Ramp control for Dig, and they concede this, Mo. They double back towards lobby, and Grim, he's going to keep it proactive. Pushes through the door. This, I think, similarly to Fallen's angle, one of those spots that could really catch him sleeping, and if it's not in numbers, Heap will go untraded, but they are all right there. They could line up. Grim, just the first kill. Forest, very quick trade, but they walk right back into that op, and now Forest finds himself 1 versus 2. Molly's off Mini, trying to ensure himself the bomb plant. Heaven could be a threat. He knows this, but he commits to his plant. And we find him one step closer. Looking to pinch him from Heaven and lobby. Forest working around the silos. Now he's gone ahead, Gavin is back up towards Heaven. That's going to be fine. He's going to get a close quarters fight versus Fallen, making sound. The jump offsets the crosshair. Forest dives. Keeps up high HP. Here's Naf drop to the ground and executes him. It's Forest with 3 kills. As they backed up off ramp, he cleared out Grim. Lekro, a late lurk, could find one of those counter-terrorists going down. It's 1 confirmed, but there was a CT ahead of this. The number is not quite known to Dig, but with the numbers advantage, I don't think they're all too concerned.
They certainly can't afford any slow starts, especially in a series like this where Dig are such an unknown quantity for them. So far so good here for Dignitas. Forest leading by example and with experience. And I mean, that would get me excited if I was on the team and I was one of these new players like Heap or something. And he seems aware of this.
Yeah, Halzerk now kind of cut off with that additional smoke grenade. They were playing with Grim's contact meant to hold them back. Stewie, he's looking for the trade. He goes ahead, drops Heap, falls downwards into Hut, and Forest takes his head. It's a 3v2 now. Dig with the man advantage because the no-scope comes in. And Fallen being low HP, Dignitas with a 5-round lead. Man, they may just concede and walk away from this.
Oh man, I thought they were aware of it, but apparently Stewie was ducked, but not ready to call that there was a timing out of Squeaky. His teammate on site dies before him, and he looked quite panicked to get that first kill. This is a safe situation for Fallen. No chance in this 1v3.
You know, losing pistol.
Maybe he was watching it and just missed and lost his duel. That I don't know.
It's true, we didn't get to see it from Grim's perspective. This is that first kill from Heap. Now Grim looked exposed to it. He seemed more concerned with Hut Door than anything else. Hut Door and Mini were the entrances being watched, not quite those...
My goodness, they've got them scared. Quads are in deep here outside as they wrap into health. And they're trying to reduce this position. But it's actually coming in favor of Liquid. To be honest, I would much rather be the CTs in this spot. Lurking around, certainly scary for Dignitas because crossing 30 seconds outside, you've got to make a decision. But they get a bit more info. Elige dies. Halzerk takes that frag, and it's another rifling player.
Elige, having come from ramp room, you saw him turn back as he was walking forward to just make sure nobody was outside of Heaven. And as he turned was when Halzerk got that heads up on him. Grim locked in from this position. Stewie, now it's his turn for the clutch.
Both
and these two players both in front, but it's a headshot from Heap to keep Dig in the lead easily with 7.
Yeah, they couldn't keep up.
Fallen forfeits his position. Responsibility of outdoors could fall on Elige. He calls. Oh, no!
My God.
Oh, he swaps to the utility, and he actually hears Forrest running backwards, but in the meantime, Freiberg picks up that headshot down on B, and Heap gives cover as that double door peek is the punish of Elish. Fallen, burned into the open, can't even escape, and this leaves Grim for a second, because Lekro takes his head off, and Dignitas take their 8th.
Oh my god, what are we witnessing? Did you know I had one?
Yep.
Okay.
We've been here before.
It was super lazy.
But nobody's been there before. Heap standing on that metal thing.
You don't have a call out for that?
Sorry, man.
Casual.
Caster, lol. Interesting situation. Team Liquid, hey, backs against the wall. Go ahead, push through. And again, they come at it from a bit of a weird angle, finding Hauser sleeping. Not like this. There's no way this is the first round Liquid put on the scoreboard. But it could be, very well. Yeah. Or Dig with Forrest and Freiberg. They keep this one alive.
He'll stay alive. Deagle's so nice, almost like an op in this situation. You set up so many angles to fall back from and just take one free shot at a time.
And he's not alone. We've got Stewie. Ooh, despite the low HP coming in, and they pincer in it. Okay. 5 players alive for Liquid. As they win a round they have no business taking. Gonna go ahead and engulf the credit card slot. Fallen. Blinded twice, just as he goes for another peek, and this has allowed Dig to really take control of outside, but Elish, he takes control of the situation with 2 kills. Stewie comes up with one of his own, and Hauser wins the op duel. He could pick that bomb right back up. Stewie's just gone back inside of the A site. Corners will be cleared, shots will be hit, and leads will be lost as we find ourselves back in the 2v2. It's looking like Grim wants to activate at least into a forward corner. Now there's a chance that we see Heap walk around through hut, or Grim makes his move first. It's a bit of a war of attrition, and you've not gonna make mistakes, because if you do, that's what happens. Headshot comes up from Heap, he gets wind of Grim's presence. His heart sinks as he hears that bomb planted above him on the A site. A 9th round for Dig though. Phenomenal T-side coming out of the Swede. Naf heads downwards, and Freiberg's going to close that distance, at least enough to posture, at least enough to scare him.
Oh my god.
They're going to go ahead and commit to the A site, so it's Stewie under question, and he dies similarly to those other situations. Player just beneath him. Grim, 1 kill. Fallen's going to take over control of the vent, but there's a player posted. Lekro with a nade out. That's going to be the folly of Dignitas for now, but Freiberg's on the recovery, and he gets that quick trade frag. 2 versus 3. To the favor of Dignitas, and a headshot from Hauser's sniper leaves Naf to save again.
I'm going to try to do this quickly, because I'd like to call a pause just to explain how good that round was from Dignitas. Then they hit upstairs, which is also a fake because they threw outside smokes in the beginning of the round. So they called a perfect round. They executed perfectly. They lost nobody in their default, and then they hit the correct side and got the entries, and they killed Stewie in the exact same spot on top of HUD again. Dignitas are the better team today. See, they put this Falmus to work. Dignitas and Ticos have been mostly out towards outside, so maybe Stewie can find some pressure. Now Forrest is fully aware, and Lekro on an off angle outside will get his as well. Nafly, all alone, picks up the Falmus inside a hut, and eventually will get slain. 11-1 for Dignitas, nearing the end of half number 1.
I could always be wrong.
All right, so they're feigning the upstairs exec to bait out any last utility. Of course, not actually coming out just yet, but they'll find out that Liquid don't have anything to spend. Does this mean they think the site is understaffed? Yeah, they're actually coming in really late, and the bomb will get spotted crossing.
And Lekro's in a perfect position to stop this. For a moment, Liquid thought that they had them in such a pinch that Grim just needed to stop that cross, but he can't even, because Lekro comes in from heaven. That was played perfectly from Dignitas. Layers on layers, cover on cover. Yeah, I mean, give us this insurance policy and you see it pay off.
Yeah. And they pull it back. Another series of unfortunate events, and Dignitas win, and bad goes to worse. That is tough. That is tough.
It has worked every single round. We will continue to watch Dignitas play the textbook. 2 guys downstairs through secrets. Stewie sprays him. Falmus to the face. Because 1 is the loneliest number, Liquid may look to double that round count? We shall see. Dignitas into the A site, and it's Forest to clear that close corner. This 3v5 is not out of the realm of possibility by any means. Naf starting to challenge back around through ramp push. Stewie looks for an additional kill. Elige can't trade him, and Heap is on one. He gets himself 3 kills in this 3v5. Nafly finds the back of the bomb carrier. That gives him a chance to close out with this clutch, and you absolutely know that Liquid need this. Utility falls down in front of him. No flash for his eyes. Forest retrieves bomb. They go for that double peek, and they take themselves the kill. A commandeering lead and then some. A near flawless first half out of Dignitas. 14-1 on Nuke.
Can we call it the perfect storm? It was definitely lots of merit for Dignitas. Ooh. And we're talking about it was, of course, it's still happening, but it might be over soon.
That it should be. Lekro opens up with that long-range USP tap, but Grim through the windows and Elige. A second kill here. We've got Sharks circling Forest. He has to give up the heavens. Heap in response for that tries to move inwards, and Naf finding Hauser by surprise, then gets killed back by Heap. Heap is absolutely tearing him up. The way he finished off the first half. Forest looking to move back towards ramp, door swung open. Heap basically has himself a 1v2 on B, and Forest has himself a chance to flank down from ramp despite his incredibly low health. It looked like we'd get a 1v2 plus a 1v1, and, well, now it's a 3v1 versus Heap. He is cut off by this smoke grenade. Team Liquid will have a second to breathe, but they are still gasping for air. Heap, oh no, he's inside of the bomb site trying to challenge, but Team Liquid put an end to his hopes. They double up their rounds.
Oh,
Heap looking to stoke the flames. He's pushed back from control room as that MAC-10 takes the lead. Forest will find one off of the Deagle. We got a man advantage and a bomb plant. Stewie turns his attention back to make sure the flank cannot find its way through. And we've got Liquid adding another round to the tally.
I think depending on how high they can stand over top of Liquid, you know, that it's just it's an even bigger headline.
40 seconds still to work with. Team Liquid running it back to like the second round here, giving that respect, using their time wisely. But they need to make sure that they give themselves that margin of error. 2 kills for Nafly, making the most of that 35 bullet magazine. Now it's Lekro's chance on the back of the A site. He drops the bomb down upon him, and Hauser is nowhere to be found versus what's left of Team Liquid. 3 Ts inside A site looking to get their 5th round win. And that Molotov, if he had any thought of going up the ladder.
Like, does he really not do any aim practice? Because who can actually spray the gun that reliably? That was really good.
Anders, you don't control the Galil controls you.
Right, okay, well mine doesn't, so.
His face pressed against the monitor to try and find a frag that far. Forest, eyes wide, and caught by surprise. Stewie swings and gets himself that headshot. B-bomb site compromised and taken to the favor of Team Liquid. Heap with the Deeg. Looking for a little bit more here. We've got Elige softened up. We've got Stewie 2K pushed close. We've got Fallen answering with a frag back versus Hauser. Freiburg finding something, and then Lekro adds one to the tally, and now we get Liquid a little bit nervous, with understandable reason, because it's on Fallen and Fallen alone. He's been found, he's been dropped to 55 HP, a 10-second stick. Freiburg halfway there, and Fallen may at this point think it's clear, but instead, he takes it to the head, and the stick comes through from Dig. They win with just the pistols. This will be Dignitas, 1 map away from eliminating Liquid and really upsetting this side of the bracket, because OG have already taken down Astralis, and Lekro is going to waste none of our time. He goes ahead, sets up that 5v3 immediately outdoors. Stewie 2K's head has been popped, and Lekro full speed ahead.
Does he need any help?
Possibly not. We'll see if he can secure himself the ace. He's giving up a little bit of room here for the possibility of a garage wrap. Both these other players for Liquid are still outdoors, but one crosses to the op of Hauser, and now it is all on Grim.
Jesus.
This was an absolute slaughter, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing Dignitas here at the showdown, that was a nice surprise in and of itself. This is a shocking surprise because there are not many people who would think this outcome could come true, and especially not in this convincing of a fashion. A frag grenade from Forest to seal the deal on Nuke, move this series into vertigo. We'll have to keep our eyes on it as we find ourselves in the pistol. And Team Liquid on the T side with 4 players up mid early. Smoke to try and deny that right side vision. Forest retreats ever so slightly. Freiberg looking to just pinch him through smoke, and we've got 3 kills initially for Dig. Forest, oh, the gun's dry, the knives are out, and Halzerk saves the day. Stewie still in play. Knows that Lekro's back in the corner of this bomb site, but he's got nowhere to run, and all Lekro had to do was hide. We've got Dignitas with the CT-sided pistol. Liquid, 5 players in middle, no utility for the play. They boost Naf over to make sure nobody's on top of the construction, but Freiberg is still near. That is money in both directions. Freiberg was still a little bit of extra cash over Stewie, but hell, if you can get a knife, why not? Keeping Halzerk clean up shop. It is 1 casualty versus Freiberg, and a bit of extra money for Stu. And yet, the 0-2 still the way of Dignitas.
Sandbags are so powerful. Of course, the damage helps that Stewie knife come through.
Alicia's ability strong on A and on Vertigo. So Heap has got himself a challenger, but this challenge falling flat initially. Halzerk gonna continue on in a 4 versus 2. We've got damage against Grim and Stu, and the bomb back in their possession. They could find a bit of timing on Halzerk, but he just got around that corner, and Freiberg now looks to make that first bit of contact, seeing as he has 100 health. Stewie 2K creepy crawling forward. Grim just back behind him.
I think they're going to let the plant go down on this side. They've just in retake protocols, basically. Flash goes up. They take a peek.
And Stewie gets a kill. Molotov off the mark, but it's zoning Stewie 2K. And Freiberg, it's flawless. Buys his time as the utility comes into the equation and then just sweeps up 2 easy frags to give Dig the 3-0 start. Nice. Confidence of these deep peaks still early on. T-side utility coming out to deal with tarps. Alige through the smoke, and Stewie with another 5v3. Now we've got a little bit of adversity here versing Dignitas. And yet Fallen blinded. Oh, it's Stewie that kind of saves him here. It could be 5 alive if Team Liquid keep this one rolling. Forest moving in through the elevator room. Alige has him down to 8. It's a single kill for Liquid. It's a single round for Liquid, but they find the 5th round win at the very least. What's that M4?
Looks like an even situation between the CTs playing here and A.
Oh, he tries to pop up and it costs him. Flash to the face of Lekro. He is desperate for help, and he comes back in time to take the head of Grim, missing his 2nd shot. It's Nap and Stewie with 2 kills apiece, and Team Liquid taking back that lead.
Doug 2-0.
We'll see if they can expect both of them. I mean, expecting one is one thing. Oh! Doesn't work out. Stewie, he's able to get 1 kill. Halzerk headshot onto Fallen. And Freiberg holding off on the cross with just the USP, not meant for him. So, I mean, I love the game plan. I love to see the fact that they come into this round with so little Launders and they have a clear idea, a viable strategy, actually.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can see how in it a team is by the strats they use on their ecos. Enough ingenuity on the ecos.
And a patient posting of the op on short side. Lekro now. Oh, it's perfect! Calls out Grim's position and then puts himself in the back of this bomb site to try and play the element of surprise. 5v2. Even if Liquid find their footing on the site, Lekro easily could swing out here, deny them a bomb plant, deny them any further success. We shall see. He sees the rump of Fallen and tags him down low. Quarter HP for Fallen, and he gets himself a bit of room to work with. We've got Forest behind the green, and well, now he's been found out as well.
They've got a smoke down.
Is a sketchy situation. Fallen, oh my god, a dangerous bomb plant with no cover. As Naf moves back, he comes in for 2nd servings, and that is where Heap will stop him. Stewie 2K at the top of the scoreboard for Liquid with an 11-5. Hulzerk, he loves these angles, but he jumps up and Elige is ready for the peak.
Whoa.
Heap, same position and same result.
Okay.
Elige is able to get back a man advantage here for Liquid. They've taken themselves an edge, and because they have this forward footing inside of the A site, I mean, any other CT is going to be faced with a challenge. Elige looking to lock it in as Naf plants bomb. They now fall back. Forest extending outwards. Naf adding a kill to the tally, and he too takes himself a second. It's Fallen to seal the deal, and we are tied at 5. Ooh, imagine Fallen. He's able to take the head off Freiburg. You had one chance, Freiburg, one chance. And Fallen definitely makes sure he doesn't have a second. However, Lekro, he's got himself an opportunity here as well with a double kill. Now they start to flood inwards. Heap, oh, he's setting up Lekro perfectly. Lekro, he's got himself 3 kills, and he's seen these players down at the base of the ramp, but he loses his face at the hands of Grim, and Liquid find their lead. Whether that's hiding back by quad, baiting a different player in, but you know, this consistent conversation of like eventual A ramp control into Liquid success stories. 2 players from Dignitas over here on short, and Freiburg already successful. However, it's the backline that's compromised, and bomb is now offered over. This could be Heap's moment to go big. He almost snaps down into Grim, and instead it's Forest on for the clutch. We have already seen him put one together on Nuke. He shouldn't be given any one single peek. Smoke on site, a tap of the bomb could maybe fluster the offense into overextending, but he actually gets his paws on a kit, and now they're gonna spam right through. Oh, imagine if he snaps onto that second headshot, but instead it's Liquid with a second round on their lead. So far, successful boosting on these Deagle rounds from Dig, and they've got themselves a second. Another hiccup, perhaps, in the throats of Team Liquid. Double man advantage for Dignitas, an AK offered over even. And Grim low HP as we see Liquid try to rock the boat back at the B site. Lekro, nice little jiggle peek on the side of this bomb site. Things go from bad to worse for Liquid. They've got still 45 seconds to play. But Lekro over sandbags down to 15 HP, softens Fallen and Naf. They are in such a desperate position. And that's before you take into consideration their time, so limited. They try to go for this cross with double deagles posted, and yet they get another kill. Patience, the name of the game here for Forest, and it pans out. Bomb drop back by Cat. 20 seconds on this clock, and Naf working the low HP. V3 sees 2, and the spray is almost there. A rapid headshot and a pickup on bomb could have maybe brought that back. That could have very well flustered Liquid. They've got presence here on the ramp. Stewie peeks into Freiburg, takes his head clean off. We've got Heap to take the place of the fallen comrade, and he trades straight away. Elige to do the same. And Hulzerk to the top rope, snaps down Naf. 3v3, now turned 3v2.
Wicked shot.
Very clean, very quick. Fallen stranded inside of this bomb site. He could very well play this smoke. He doesn't realize that he's actually sticking out the front of it. He is not covered, but he backs up just enough. That would have been called by Elige. Lekro's trying to get the defuse, and Fallen's been found out. Elige's reload's not gonna help the situation, and Dignitas will finish strong on the CT side of Vertigo. Ooh. Yep. USP peek. Very quickly trying to run into position. We get an execution. The hands of Fallen. Flashbang's good to help. But Freiburg recovers here. We got 2 kills apiece each way. These are armored dual Berettas from behind. Freiburg hands busy, down on bomb, and Forest now tasked to clutch. If he wanted to play behind that plywood, he just slipped off the preferred position, and Elige, man on a mission, hits him.
The problem with that, having the dual Berettas or having like an auto sniper, is because they're not used very often.
Yeah,
when you die, you look so stupid, but you're just aiming like a regular gun.
Elige, got to be careful. Down to 19 bullets now with the reload. Sees the smoke. 5 players ready to go forward onto him. Bit of a deeper angle, recovers the spray, and then gets himself into a nice piece of cover. But as he extends back, he loses his head. It's the M4 from Stewie to try and commit, but these Deegs continue to do their damage, and Lekro's gonna hold that flank where nobody's coming in from.
Oh my
Team
God.
Liquid have 2 players over towards their spawn. Bomb now down. Forest dodges back behind boxes. And he gets tapped out by Grim. Another one from Grim, but that's the round win for Dig off of Deagles once more.
Okay, that should have not happened. Very strong A-ramp player on the T side. Put his team on his back with those frags. And now Grim's going to try to do the same here for Liquid.
But already before that, we have a Liege finding an opening kill. That's Forest to fall at the base of B. Heap continues on regardless, and Grim, he is locked into this position. Freiberg takes his head off and Fallen. Oh, he's able to get it back. Heap dodges just behind the sandbags. Lekro's gonna go ahead and hold on to guard that flank in the off chance that Liquid go exploring down the B side, but that is not the case. We'll see if he goes leaps and bounds above, punching upwards. And if anything here at the showdown, the pressure is all the more real. Heap headshot v Stewie, who tries to come at this forward poke from a completely different angle, but it still doesn't work out to his favor. And now Naf takes that position. Heap with another just clean execution, sharp as a guillotine as he comes around these corners, and Elige can't quite connect as the bomb's gone down. A 12th round looking oh so likely. 2% prediction on this clutch. He's got 100 health to work with, or so he did. A spam through the wall before he even has a chance, turns his tail back.
On the first map, and in that first map, I wanted to personally characterize it as a perfect storm. A map where Liquid played extremely badly and Dignitas played extremely well. But here, where it's much more competitive, Dignitas still seem to be keeping up and are now potentially going to close out. Another eco.
Don't look any better. Single AK on Elige. And just as good as Heat may look, Lekro also sharp. Whether it's the Deagle or this AK, 2 immediate headshots as they tried to get something rolling there at the top of middle, trying to find a compromise on the back line of Dignitas, trying to find a crack to seep through.
Punching well above their weight. And I think in some other situations, I'd say, wow, here's an upset, but they'll probably go on to lose in the future. But now I'm really curious what they're going to look like versus some of the other teams here.
Op from Fallen, looking to lock down the line short side. He hits what he needs. An execution of Halzerk, but there is another player near. He could double up on this, and he does. Fallen, one of the players for Liquid who has come into form as of late, who seem to be turning that new page as they got themselves back on their feet. Now Elige in a deeper position with, whoa, more than one. A double headshot on those players as they doubled back, and that's a big brain play from Elige. You saw him in Forest in that position initially.
Number one, because flanking sometimes feels futile. If you need to come through the A hit, there's so many ways to catch that flank. You can never run, basically, because you don't know who's above you. I think we want eyes on Grim here.
Grim. Ooh, and he gets taken down by Lekro. Fallen trades. Smoke grenades. Flying in from Dig. Naf gonna take to the top of the box. Fallen just in front of him. Heap with hands busy, repositions off the plant and loses his teammate. In fact, he loses his own life too. Fallen, 3 kills this round, 2 kills last round. Crucial impact coming out of Fallen. I mean,
and this is a spot where he might need to drop a smoke or have it smoked for him.
Nice nade.
But, that'll help out a lot.
Damage distributed. Smoke down at the feet of Grim. That tells the T's that he is here, and he just lost his teammate. Grim up close, got himself a second on the bomb, and even further damage into Heat, but it's still a man advantage to the favor of Dignitas. They go beyond them, and Elige, well, he walks right into his death. Unsuspected. It's Naf's chance now to keep things in control for Liquid, to try and keep clawing their way back at that 13-all. He finds the kill v Heap and drops the smoke in front of Bomb. He does have the kit already on him. And these two terrorists down on that ramp, they could line up for Naply. He gets blinded, and he almost snaps it over, but instead it's Dig with another round win and 2 away from eliminating Liquid.
And Liquid have all but 3 rifles to pair with this. 1 Deagle, but maybe that's all they'll need.
I mean, Liquid is not the only team today that fought tooth and nail to try and avoid elimination. But not nearly over yet. They could still give them a run for their money. Fallen finding one before he falls. And it is Forrest's turn. We've seen him with a clutch tonight, but not a 1v5. This one would be ridiculous.
Yeah, 44 seconds left.
3 players inside the A site. Oh my God, with shots like that, you know your heart begins to believe at least a little bit more here. And he's just gonna play it nice and slow. Cook it, let it broil. Let it stew in the minds of Liquid. He walks outwards, and Elige not going to give him that headshot. Now 15 seconds to work, and that deagle from Stewie seals the deal for Liquid. They will take, at the very least, a 12th. Incendiary comes in to deny plant on boxes. The alternative, of course, open corner. Oh, Lekro through the smoke. If the retake is what you wanted, the 4v5 most certainly is not. And then that additional Incendiary comes in, denies nothing. Dignitas, they have what they want. A post plant and a man advantage. Molly goes deep to deny any control over on the sandbags. Wallbang trying to find damage. Forrest on the reload, and Halzerk is blind. Grim with 2 kills. Looking for the multi-frags as Elige connects, and Dignitas have a 15th round secured.
Oh my God, they lock it in with a spray at the end of the round. Right there with Heap.
Constantly, this 5-man mission. Never have we seen a successful full B-lurk. A play down ladder, not here. Fallen, Deagle headshot connects. They see that bomb, it confirms heavy presence. But Elige, well, he's taken out of this one already, and there is still time for Dignitas to rock it back if need be. But instead, they just hold. They let that seed of doubt grow in the minds of Liquid. The pressure, omnipresent. Not just in this best of 3, but across this entire day. Fallen lands another needed frag here by that Deagle. Smoke grenades down on site. They saw the player in Stewie on the other side. Short control still offered over, and Stewie, he makes his move. He drops that bomb carrier. Lekro taking down a kill and pushing this on to Fallen. He is the reason that this CT side had any sign of life. Ladies and gentlemen, he is so low. The Blast Showdown is the story of underdogs versus titans, and today, day 1, is the day of David. The second Goliath has fallen. Astralis and Liquid both eliminated early.